Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Council meeting number 1. This is our first meeting of our fourth term. And today I'll take a note that there's 50 shopping days till Christmas. I'd like to call the meeting to order, and we recognize that we meet on the traditional territory of the LHTAKO DENE Nation. I'd like to get a motion to approve the agenda, but there is one addendum, and that is amended agenda item K6, staff reports. There's an admin report number 06/26, Commemorative Cross-walk, City Manager McKay to report. So with that addition, could I have a motion to adopt the agenda? Councillor Elliott, Councillor Vick. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Now we would like to get a motion to adopt the regular minutes of the council meeting held October 28th, moved by Councillor McKelvey, seconded by Councillor Goulet. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. I did.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
Thank you. You were just checking, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Making sure that I'm on track. Okay, so we've done the minutes. We have no presentations, no delegations, no items arising from previous closed meetings, no unfinished business, but we do have some committee reports. The first committee report is from the Airport Committee, and I will make that report as I am the chair of that committee. And I just got to get to the right page in my agenda package here. Yes, here it is. And so this is a report to Council on the Airport Advisory Committee meeting held October 28th. There was discussion on the operating budget and passenger statistics update for the third quarter. The 2025 capital projects update. Staff provided updates on the terminal rehabilitation project funded by the British Columbia Air Access Program, the acronym BCAAP, and washroom improvements. Funds were received and both projects are completed. Pacific Coastal Airlines, we were pleased to welcome Pacific Coastal to the city of Quesnel and the surrounding community, and they flew in on October the 30th, and I was present to welcome them in person. There was discussion about the audit/obstacle limitation surfaces, and that is tech lingo for there is a need to remove a number of trees potentially conflicting with flight path parameters. There were some discussions on the airport strategic goals and updates on same. The subdivision update, the committee discussed the progress on the subdivision applications. More funding will be required to continue with the subdivision. Business plan review, the committee raised concerns that the business plan is outdated. It's about 10 years old, and the committee should investigate applying again for a British Columbia Air Access grant for a new one. Staff will research this and report back to the committee. The 2026 to 2035 capital plan was discussed. The committee reviewed the draft capital plan and agreed that more recommended capital planning will follow from an updated business plan. There was a roundtable where members discussed key opportunities and issues. The flying clubs, there is a request or a thought that the flying club's gazebo and their wish to find a way to have it relocated from the forestry compound rather. And also there was discussion about the need for a taxiway expansion to provide leaseholders or even purchasers with runway access, and that be incorporated into the new capital plan. There is no recommendations, and so I will conclude my report there and open the floor to questions. Councillor Vick.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. At the beginning, you noted that fuel sales were down due to lack of forest fire activity. Do you have any idea what the budget implication is in terms of a dollar amount from that?
I'm sorry, I don't have the number, but we could get it for you.
Okay.
And that is the reason that they're proportionately down because of the lack of forest fire activity. So staff, I wonder if we could just make a note of that and get it to Councillor Vic.
I know we're, in terms of revenue, we're 88% of budget for the airport, so we're close. I think we're pretty close, so it can't be an astronomical figure. Yeah.
Sorry, no, it's not astronomical, but it was worthy of mention, that's for certain.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, so now I will move to the next item on our agenda, which is a staff report. Just a minute now, not staff report. October 29th Governance and Strategy Committee meeting, and as the chair of that committee, I will report the following. This is regarding the Governance and Strategy Committee meeting held October 29. Truth and Reconciliation Calls to Action. The committee reviewed and discussed the Truth and Reconciliation Calls to Action report at some length and directed staff to forward the report to all members of council for their review and discussion. For quarter 3, updated 2025 operations plan, the committee reviewed and discussed the 2025 updated third quarter operations plan. Post UBCM discussion. The committee agreed that no further action is suggested at this time, as the topics and reports to council were discussed at length at the October 21 meeting of council. Interconnector discussion. The committee discussed the Highway 97 north-south interconnector. Staff provided the committee with an update that a letter has been sent to the Minister of Transportation expressing the city's interest in convening an electronic or in-person meeting with the minister on the connector, as well as our concerns over a lack of community consultation of pending closure of Squamish and Lillooet subdivision on BC's CN rail line. There was one recommendation, and that is that the Governance and Strategy Committee meeting schedule be January 14, May 20, September 9, and other dates as may be necessary. So if I can get a motion for that. Councillor Elliott, Councillor Runge, all in favor? Opposed? Carried. So the next item that I go to is, well, there are no council reports and discussion items. So now we move to city staff reports. Admin report 0326, electronic vote ratification, October 30th, 2025. Letter from the Quesnel Downtown Association, request for a time-sensitive resolution of support. Deputy Corporate Administrator Hartley to report.
On October 30th, we received a letter from the Quesnel Downtown Association advising that they were applying for a Rural Economic Diversification and Infrastructure Program grant, and the deadline was the next day, October 31st. So we conducted a electronic vote, and at the time of the report, I'd received 5 responses from council, which carried the resolution. So I just require a resolution to ratify that electronic vote. And the resolution read as follows: that council endorsed the Quesnel Downtown Association's application to the Provincial Rural Economic Diversification and Infrastructure Program for the proposed project Random Acts of Shopping to stimulate local economic activity by encouraging residents and visitors to discover and support small businesses in Quesnel's downtown core.
Okay, thank you. Mover, Councillor Elliott, seconded Councillor Rudenberg. Are we all in favor? Oh, Councillor Runge, are you voting in favor?
Oh, we're voting in favor. I have a comment.
Okay, go ahead and comment.
Yeah, so because for both of these e-votes, because I'm not on any of these e-votes, we did come in afterwards to talk to Rhea about that, because currently, for people that don't know, my iPad has had technical difficulties after it fell for a couple feet from my hands to the floor. And So emails for me have to either, just pick up the phone and call me, please, if anybody has to talk to me, because it's really important that I get to those. Luckily, I was informed, and I talked to Rhea anyway about those right afterwards, but I just want to let you guys know. Thank you.
Well, thank you, and take comfort that iPad problems are contagious, because I've got iPad problems too, and so I phoned in my vote. So are we all in favor of that? Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Okay, now I am going to go to City Staff Report 0126, Northern Development Initiative Trust Annual Grant Resolution Request. Coordinator Coppin to report.
Thank you, Mayor. The purpose of this report is to gain Council's approval to submit applications to Northern Development Initiative Trust annual funding programs. These are applications that we submit annually that go towards various projects and support. Would you like me to read the recommendations one at a time or all together?
Okay, thank you for that. So, Council, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 resolutions. So I would now like to get a mover and a seconder to the first resolution that the Quesnel City Council supports the application to NDIT for the $50,000 Economic Development Capacity Building Grant to support the salary of the Manager of Economic Development and Tourism. Moved by Councillor Runge, seconded by Councillor Rudenberg. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Resolution number 2, that Quesnel City Council supports the application to NDIT for $8,000 for the grant writing support grant, and that $2,500 be included in the 2026 operating budget for the Economic Development Coordinator's salary and will be allocated to cover the city's contribution. So mover, Councillor Goulet, seconded Councillor Elliott. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, resolution number 3 in that package, that Quesnel City Council supports the application to NDIT for the $20,000 Business Facade Improvement Program. Councillor Runge, Councillor Rudenberg. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Number 4, the last one in this package, that Quesnel City Council supports an application to Northern Development Initiative Trust for a grant of up to $55,000 to host an intern under the local government intern program, and that Quesnel City Council is committed to providing sufficient financial and staffing resources to host an intern and is committed to providing training and exposure opportunities for an intern, and that Quesnel City Council approves including $20,750 in the 2026 and 2027 operating budgets to cover the city's contribution to salary and training for the intern. Councillor Runge, Councillor Vic, question? Go ahead, Councillor Runge.
So I guess this question is to Ms. Bolton. So the including $20,750 in the is it in both the 2026 and 2027? So in each of the years, or does that get covered over both the years?
That amount is over both the years, but you have to remember that we already approved this last year, and part of that's going to be in 2026. So the total amount for 2026 between the two will be approximately that amount. That makes sense.
Okay, thank you. So I'm ready to call the question on this motion. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, the next one on our agenda is item 3, Admin Report 0226, Snow Contractors Liability Insurance, Director Bolton to report.
Thank you. The purpose of this report is to request council to approve the addition of 2 of our snow contractors to the city's liability insurance by way of a service provider agreement. So the city's used this option through MIABC to add snow contractors to our insurance by the way of a service provider agreement for the past few years. As we mentioned before, it's financially difficult for some of the city's smaller contractors to get snow liability insurance, and we've discussed it numerous times with Director of Public Works Operations, and he feels that these 2 small contractors are very important to be able to provide the services we have. We have looked at other options, so you'll see we've made some changes there to how we handle our contractors this year. So the recommendation is that council approves the service provider agreement between City of Quesnel and Kelly Kirkham with the date as set out in the service provider agreement, and that council approves the service provider agreement between City of Quesnel and Kodiak Mechanical with the date as set out in the service provider agreement.
Okay, thank you for that. Motion, Councillor McKelvey, Councillor Elliott, all in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you for that. So now we go to item number 5 in that package, Admin Report 0526 2025 Operational Plan Update. City Manager McKay to report.
Did we? So, sorry, Mayor, item number 4, we still have to deal with, which is the zoning bylaw.
Okay. I don't, okay.
22.
Page 22, yeah.
Pages 22 to 28, Administration Report number 426, City of Quesnel Official Community Plan Bylaw and City of Quesnel Zoning Bylaw.
So do you report out on that?
That's Danny.
Sorry. I don't know where that came from. Just hold the phone there a minute. Okay, yeah, I'm one jump ahead, so go ahead, Tanya. Sorry about that.
Thank you, Mayor. No worries. This purpose of this report is just give the newest update on the land use bylaws. This report is also going to ask for first readings and setting of the public hearing. As council is aware, we've been in consultation and we are still in consultation, and we are continuing to have the online consultation up and running until at least November 7. The timing section of this bylaw does give you the rest of the sort of scheduled events that will occur if everything goes well. Tonight will be first readings of the bylaw. We will amalgamate the consultation and bring you a report back about what we heard and any recommended amendments to the bylaws before proceeding to second reading. And then, of course, tonight we're going to send the public hearing for December 2nd. So I'll just go right to the resolution. The resolution is that council provides first reading to City of Quesnel Official Community Plan Bylaw number 1979 of 2025 and City of Quesnel Zoning Bylaw 1980 of 2025, and that council directs staff to hold a public consultation session to answer community questions to be held Tuesday, December 2nd at 4:30 in council chambers, and that council sets the public hearing for the City of Quesnel Official Community Plan Bylaw number 1879 and City of Quesnel Zoning Bylaw 1880 to be held Tuesday, December 2nd at 5:30 p.m. in council chambers.
Okay, thank you for that. It appears that we can't do that in one resolution. We have to have two resolutions, one for bylaw 1979 and then an identical resolution for bylaw number 1980. Am I correct?
Usually we get two just the way they're listed, but I couldn't, yeah, it's up to you.
Well, my old city clerk days say that you need a separate bylaw for each, pardon me, you need a separate resolution for each bylaw.
Okay, let's go.
So therefore, I would call for a motion for first, are we doing first and second and third? First. Just first. Oh, yeah, we've got to have the public hearing. My city clerk days are a long way behind me. So therefore, we need a resolution to consider first reading to bylaw number 1979. Councillor Runge, Councillor Vic, all in favor? Opposed? Carried. Now we need the same motion, but for bylaw number 1980. Councillor Runge, Councillor Elliott, all in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Sorry for stumbling through that one. Now, Mr. City Manager, I will go to you for report number 0526 2025 operational plan update.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. So this is brought forward after being accepted and forwarded from the Governance and Strategy Committee. It is for information purposes only. It is the Q3 update on the operational plan for staff. As a reminder, the operational plan cascades into the strategic plan that Council developed earlier this year and approved and is publicly available. This information is now publicly available. I won't go through it in detail. Happy to accept any questions or comments on it, but certainly I would say overall, we are on track as a municipality. I'm impressed with the progress that we've made this year and how it reflects the direction that council wants to go. Of course, the strategic plan will remain static moving into 2026, but we will develop a new operational plan in 2026 with new goals that is a carry forward on this. So I'll leave it there. Happy to take any questions.
Okay, Councillor Runge, question.
Actually, not a question, just a comment and suggestion to the public, because this is a fabulous report. Thank you, City Manager McKay. And I really suggest, because these come in city, in our city notes, it's a great thing for people to look at. And if they ever have any questions, they can talk to any of us about this, I think, or to you directly. And thank you for putting it all together. I just want to stress that it's actually really, really good. It's really nice to see what we've done and where status is on all these things that we're trying to work on in the city right now. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? I just want to say thank you to City Manager McKay and the supporting city staff for this. It's really good to flip through the pages of that report or that plan and see green lights all over the place, and there's a couple of yellow lights, but no red lights. So well done. Thank you. There's no resolution required there because that was for our information. The next one is admin report 06/2026 Commemorative Cross-walk, City Manager McKay to report. And this is also the late item where there's an electronic vote ratification. So.
Yeah, thanks for that, Mr. Mayor. I'm actually just going to pass this over to Ms. Hartley to carry forward through the ratification. Thanks.
The item was scheduled to be read as K6, but a time-sensitive matter came across the city manager's desk from the folks that were going to do the painting of the crosswalk, that due to weather, they had to do the painting either Monday or Tuesday, so that required a vote in advance. So we took an electronic vote, and at the time of the report, I'd received 5 responses from council, which carried the resolution. So I'm looking for a resolution to ratify that vote, and the resolution reads as follows: that council approve the city to enter into an agreement with LHTAKO DENE Nation for sponsorship and implementation of a commemorative crosswalk on Kinchin Street, and that the mayor and corporate administrator be authorized to execute such documentation as required to complete the agreement.
Thank you. So there's a motion, Councillor Rudenberg and Councillor Vick. Before we take the vote, I just want to say how much we appreciate LHTAKO DENE's generous contribution to this project. And I just want to give you a little bit of background. I've been working quietly in the background for a veterans crosswalk to tie in with the Legion and Veterans Way and the Cenotaph and the whole 9 yards for about the last 2 years. And the biggest stumbling block was to get a design that would be approved by Dominion Command, but the biggest obstacle was to raise the money for that project. And I was basically down to doing a GoFundMe, but then LHTAKO came to the rescue, so we are eternally grateful to LHTAKO for their good work. And I must say that I drove over that crosswalk very slowly tonight on my way to council, and it's installed, it's ready to go. I think they've got a little bit of touch-up to do, but they have done an absolutely wonderful job. So we're happy to be unanimous on this resolution. All in favor? I'm sure there'd be nobody opposed, so thank you for that. Well done. So the next item is council information package, and I don't see that anybody came forward with a request to bring anything forward. Under bylaws, we only have one bylaw in that package to consider, and that is final adoption to City of Quesnel Comprehensive Fees Amendment Bylaw 1978 of 2025, final adoption. Moved by Councillor Vic, seconded by Councillor Rudenberg. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. And as I said, the bylaw number 1979 and bylaw number 1980 were addressed under K3 and K4 respectively. We have no new business, and we have no changes to upcoming meeting schedules, no changes to committee appointments, announcements and events. Anyone on council have an announcement or an event? Councillor Goulet.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And we did receive a press release on this as well. I think all of us got it at City Council for the upcoming witness blanket that will be at the CNC. It's a big project. It took a while. It'll be here. I'm just reading the news release. I think it'll be here till sometime in December. It'll be moved to the UNBC in Prince George to be on display as well. So there will be a ceremony taking place or an opening for people to come. I think it's on November, or it is on November the 13th at 10 a.m. At the college. It'll be some food and some speakers and some things, and I believe that the artist will be live streamed in as well, so we can have an interaction with the artist of the blanket, the witness blanket. It is open to the public, the CNC hours and after hours, so you can go in there and just walk through at your leisure. I believe the schools are also bringing some students in to look at the witness blanket and observe and just be a part of it. It is history for us to have this history blanket. This is not an easy task to get it to Quesnel. It took a lot of work. I think there was a year-long process of trying to arrange this thing and get it here. It is a museum piece. It's a duplicate of a museum piece that is in, I believe, in Edmonton, if I remember. But these are replica items that will be on display in this big witness blanket. It will take up the entire front of the college. It's a pretty big piece, so I encourage every one of you to go down at your leisure and have a look and be part of this great event that's happening at the college. So thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Goulet, and that indeed is good news. I've sat in on 2 or 3 meetings of the witness blanket planning effort. Councillor Goulet, how long will that witness blanket be at the UNBC?
I'm not sure. It'll be here till sometime in December. I think it was here actually on the 30th, but it took some time to set up. So I think it's open tomorrow. They're just doing a soft opening tomorrow just to see how things go. But it'll be here till December, I think the middle of December. We're here in Quesnel, and then it'll be moved to the UNBC after that. So.
Okay, and staff, I'd like that put in my calendar, please. I'd like to make sure that I'm in attendance for that one. Anyone else for announcements and events? I just want to remind everyone how important it is to get out for Remembrance Day on the 11th, and we've got good weather in the forecast, at least better weather than we are generally accountable for. I think that's maybe because of El Nino or whatever they call it, so we're thankful for that. Go ahead, Councillor Rudenberg.
Thank you. So just a community note, our Rotary Club of Quesnel will be celebrating its 70th anniversary this weekend. They're just having a small gathering of members right now. They're waiting to celebrate the 75th anniversary in a much bigger way. We'll also be celebrating a 60-year member, Dr. Havens, who has been a member of the Quesnel Rotary Club for 60 years. So kudos to the club and to Dr. Havens and all the good that they do within the community.
Okay, thank you for that. No other events and announcements. Gallery questions. Do we have anybody in the gallery that wishes to ask a question? Okay, seeing none, then I will call, well, I'm not just going to declare the meeting adjourned. So thank you, everyone, and again, don't forget Remembrance Day.
May I get a resolution?
I'm sorry, what did I miss?
A resolution to adjourn the meeting?
Oh, yeah, I guess we should have a resolution to adjourn. Thank you. That was Councillor Goulet, Councillor Runge, or Elliott? One of us. Thank you very much.